ladies and gentlemen, John Gray here on the John Holly Fifth Quarter Show on a Saturday morning after a long trip to Lawrence County and another very good victory for the Tullahoma Wildcats. Coach, that's one you're glad to have over with, aren't you?
It is.
Always.
Always. It's always a little chippy between the two teams, and last night it stayed chippy. And, I don't know. I wish I could explain it. Maybe you can. You played in that game. I never have played in that game. But I've coached in a bunch of them, and Lawrence County seems to always play really hard against us. I think Coach Marston does a good job. I think they play hard against most people, but they really get emotional against us. Their place in particular.
Yeah. And I was pleased to see how they're expanding that facility athletically. And it's a beautiful campus, and they have the school sort of up on a little hill, and they have fields everywhere and construction going on for, I noticed there was a new batting cage over there close to the football field, and then they're building another building over there for something. And
other buildings for wrestling, softball, and for football to use as an agility room.
Yeah. So, they're proud. They're Wildcats. And it did get a little bit confusing if you don't remember that we're not the only Wildcats playing over there. And so when it was holding on the Wildcats, you never could figure out which Wildcats he was talking about. But our young men stood the test, stood the tide, and came out with another victory. And I didn't notice a whole lot of injury. I think we might have a couple of dings here or there, like we usually do in any football game. But some of our players returned to the field that had been away for a week or so, and it was good to see our boys back on the field. And I know what it's like to be hurt and you're playing with your team, because I was in that situation and my son was in that situation. And when you're sitting on the side, you're still a warrior. You're still part of the tribe, but you just can't do anything. And it's the most depressing feeling in the world, knowing that your heart wants to be there and your body won't get you there.
Right.
Tough deal. Tough deal. But our guys look good, and everybody. There's some strange events, and as you watch this film, Coach can maybe explain a little bit better than I can some of the things that went on. But there was some strange things happen play-wise on the field, and it's always interesting.
It is, and so that and because I won't have enough time because the video will keep rolling right on through. There's a animal called a free kick in the game of football, and in order to do a free kick, the other team has to be punting the ball to you, or at least the way that I know the only way you can do it. The other team has to be punting the ball to you. You have to, number one, catch the ball in the air. If the ball hits the ground, you can't do it. You got to catch the ball in the air. You got to signal for a fair catch, and you have to turn to the back judge and tell him you would like a free kick as you hand him the ball. And then you send your kickoff team out, and you put the ball in between the hashes on the yard line where you caught the football. And the only thing that didn't happen last night is they didn't let us put the ball where we wanted to put it in between the hashes. And, one of those things, it's a mess up, and then the official realizes it after he goes in and thinks about it. They talk with each other or pull up the book or whatever, and they realize that we should have had the freedom to put the ball right smack dab in the middle or wherever our kicker chose to put it in between the hash marks. And to be very honest with you is there was a play where there's a personal foul against Lawrence County on a PAT. We kick off from their 45-yard line, and Justice nails it right through the uprights. 10, 15 yards beyond where the ball lands. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? This may be a great night to try a free kick. I have practiced as a head coach for 33 years executing free kicks. Never had an opportunity. And normally you only use that when there's 3, 4, 5 seconds to go in half, last play of the half, and you don't think you can throw a Hail Mary or whatever, and you take it. Well, we're right at 1 minute, and I thought, well, this is as close as I'll ever get in my career of having an opportunity to do something that we have practiced for 33 years. And so you can say coach's ego is the reason that the first half really kind of got exciting, because after this, that 1 minute was left, and Lawrence County makes a couple of plays. Right. And then we make a play, and things get kind of hectic there for that last minute of play, and we end up playing, I think you said the last play of the half, 3 plays or something like that.
Yeah, there was 2 minutes and 2.3 seconds left on the clock. They throw the ball, we intercept it, run a touchdown. There's 2 fouls in that. So there was a play there, and then there were 2 plays after that with no time on the clock.
Right.
And you'll see that as we go through here. One thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out right here to all of the restaurants that feed football teams after a football game. You don't realize, and last night we stopped at, and we've stopped at Cracker Barrel and different places we stop, but we stopped at the Brass Lantern over there to feed our team. These folks have been on a Friday night. They've run the course. They're usually about ready to close. And all of a sudden, 100+ people show up within 15 to 20 minutes, and all of them ready to eat.
Yeah.
And they do an outstanding job. Because a lot of restaurants won't do it.
Well, we prearrange everything.
I know,
so
but even
it's prearranged so
but
that
even with that,
they even know we use a limited menu so that they know exactly what they're fixing for us when we walk in there. They know exactly how many chicken fingers they're making. They know exactly how many hamburger steaks they're making. We try to work with those restaurants to make it as easy as we can on them. And then obviously those servers and those cooks end up staying though after their hours, especially now with COVID. You know, everybody seems to close at 10 o'clock.
Right.
Anyway.
But that's for the football team. Then there's 25 to 50 parents in there that are ordering.
If you get there before they close.
Right.
Because they're not counted. We've had them close the door on them before and not let the parents come on in if they're not already there before their closing time.
Before they're closed, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, well, I think it's going over and above for these restaurants that feed football teams on Friday night. And I just think all of them need a thank you for what they do for our young athletes to make sure they get fed after a football game. Now, we'll take a quick commercial break about some of our loved sponsors who help keep this show on the air. And we'll be back with the first quarter of Tullahoma, Lawrence County 2021. Star Physical Therapy has been serving Tullahoma and the surrounding area for 16 years, offering special services, dry needling, vestibular rehab, LSVT big for Parkinson's, workman's comp, sports rehab, and post-op care. All the physical therapists at Star Rehab hold a Doctor of Physical Therapy degree. And there's also a certified orthopedic manual therapist. You want to pass the test? Come to the best. That's Star Physical Therapy.
Here in Tullahoma, we're very fortunate to have Builders Plumbing and Electric to serve all of our plumbing and electric needs.
Come see us while we have a short break at Builders Plumbing and Electric.
We're also fortunate to have Builder Supply, where we can get all the lumber to do any project we have around the house.
Come see us at Builder Supply.
The choices we make today will impact tomorrow. Choosing natural gas today is the responsible energy choice for your home, your family, and our environment. Almost all natural gas we use is produced right here in North America. And with plentiful gas reserves, we can enjoy a safe and reliable energy future. Natural gas. The comfortable and responsible energy choice for today and tomorrow.
Brought to you by Elk River Public Utility District.
Terry Stroop here with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. We'd like to take this time to thank everybody for trusting us with their home and their business heating and cooling comfort. We'd like to take this time to remind everybody it's time for fall maintenance checks. They're taking appointments right now. We also would like to congratulate the 2022 class at Tullahoma High School seniors. Special shout out to two of those, which are our grandchildren, Mary Catherine and Owen Stroop. Let's go, Wildcats.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Our captains last night, number 75, Logan Crouch, number 23, Will Parton, number 3, Joe Duncan, and number 70, Ian Poe.
Glad to see Ian back on the field.
Yeah, it's nice to have him back. And we're going to take football. We have done that for the last 2 years now. And so we try to start every game with the football, and we're not quite as explosive and high scoring this year as we were last year. You know, last year we scored on the first series of the game quite often.
Yes.
And we've done it a couple of times this year, but we still have taken the football each time.
But it still shows an attitude.
You know, it's kind of like wearing the same shirt or same pair of socks or whatever when things are going well for you. Jacob Dixon on the return there gets us out almost to the 30-yard line. And we open up running Keyshawn. He's on pickup 6 or 7.
I hear on the radio they call him the Diesel.
That's what I understand.
Because he's a Cummings.
And
he runs like a diesel.
he must be a little bit of a turbocharged one.
Right, yeah.
We tried to hit Malik Grizzard there on a little short pass, and we threw it down low and away and couldn't complete it there. So we'll come back and run Keyshawn again. And he's going to pick up the first down. Running hard there, north and south. And we're going to come back and we try to draw them off sides, and didn't get them off sides, so call our play here. And we're going to hit Keyshawn on a little swing pass. Ryan looks downfield and decides to drop it off to Keyshawn, and he gets the ball down inside the 35-yard line. And I think, well, all right, we got it rolling. This is what we want to do. Lawrence County jumps into a 5-man front there, plays a 5-1. We misblock it. We left 2 unblocked instead of 1 unblocked. And they hold us to no gain. We're going to come back and pitch the ball right here. And we miss a block, and they hold us to no gain again. So we got 3rd down and 9. And so we're going to try to hit Chris Usselton here. Chris is the wide receiver here at the bottom of the screen. And we've got him one-on-one, and we're going to take a shot at him. And wasn't quite able to hang on to it. So that makes it 4th and 10, but we're in no man's land. We're not. Well, there's a wind blowing, or we'd have tried a field goal right there. But with the wind blowing, we decided no use punting it. We just need to try to go for it here. And they get us, they sack us, and so they take over, and they're going to run a buck sweep here, and we miss the tackle there, and he's able to pick up about 7 yards against us.
Pretty good little running back.
He doesn't do a bad job at all.
I say little, he's not really little.
Here they run the buck sweep with the quarterback. They fake the ball going one way to the tailback, and that's something relatively new over the last 5 to 8 years with quarterbacks running the buck sweep. And they pick up the first down, and we lose contain there. Owen Stroop makes the tackle, but he picks up another 6 yards, 5 yards. And they're going to try to run their version of the quick screen. And Chris Usselton makes the play. Owen Stroop attracts all the blockers. So 3rd down 3, and they're going to run a trap right here. You see 51 trap Logan there, and they execute it. We miss a tackle in there that could have possibly stopped it, but good execution by them. He hit Logan right in the hips where you need to. And they come back and run power, and Jackson Sheffield and Caden Tucker on the tackle with Caden Bradford. And they run a midline right there, and the quarterback follows his fullback, and Logan Kraut primarily on the tackle there. 3rd and long. Need to win this. And tries to hit the out route over there and doesn't get it. They're going to come back and they're going to sprint out into it this time and throw the out route. And Caden Bradford's getting held pretty good right there. So even though they complete the pass, which would have been a 1st down, they lose yardage for holding Caden. And we make them punt. And they're going to punt it away from Chris. And we're going to end up taking over at the 12-yard line or so. And so we're 88 yards away, and this will be the first of the touchdown drives. We throw it to Jacob on our little bubble screen, quick screen, and Jacob's able to get 3 yards. So 2nd and 7. And we come back and run Keyshawn, and Keyshawn picks up good yardage there. Almost broke that one as he had one man to beat, and they knocked him out of bounds. Ryan's on to keep it here. He thought he was going to throw the bubble screen, but he pulls it down and runs the daylight and picks up another 1st down. And if I remember right, he's on a drop back to pass right here and take off scrambling again. And off he goes for another 1st down. So we're picking up good yardage, moving it down the field. And we're going to hand the ball off to Keyshawn here, and he's going to take it to the house.
You know, when he gets that seam in the middle, he's almost unstoppable.
He's got a good, what I call foot in the ground. He puts that foot in the ground and accelerates into that opening.
He has a little burst right there. When he does that, he blows by a couple of tacklers before they really realize what's going on. Usually.
Yeah, I had a college coach ask me how fast he was, and I said, fast enough that very few people catch him. You just watch him. He doesn't look like he's moving that fast, but you see nobody catching him.
And our weapon,
Justice Chadwick,
puts the ball in the end zone again. And as you watch these games, usually by sometime in the 2nd quarter, those guys back there don't even look for the ball anymore. They know where it's going.
They're running their sweep there, and Will Parton gets him out of bounds. got them in a third down situation here. The quarterback's gonna come back and run that quarterback power, or excuse me, buck sweep, quarterback buck sweep, and that'll be the last play of the first quarter. We're up, but they're driving.
And I'm here with a big old bite of sausage and biscuit.
Well, then we'll just go to break.
Oh, yeah,
that was
we'll
pretty
go to
easy.
break right now.
Clayton's has been Tullahoma shoe store for over 120 years, and Florence Hall continues that tradition today. We're the only shoe store in town that starts with measuring your foot to make sure you get the perfect fit in a quality shoe. That includes narrow through wide widths for men, women, and children. Clayton Shoes, the family shoe store you'll love.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Attention, attention! Tullahoma and surrounding areas, Spinelli's Pizzeria is now open at 121 Northwest Atlantic Street in downtown Tullahoma. They specialize in Philadelphia-style pizzas that you can order by the pie or by the gigantic slice. Spinelli's also has great sandwiches with breads imported from Philly, loaded stromboli, salads, and desserts. They are open from 11 a.m. until 3 a.m. with delivery every day. So stop by Spinelli's and get a slice.
Are your teeth dull, chipped, stained, or crooked? If so, call the dental practice of Dr. Mike Long. For a wider, brighter, more attractive smile, Dr. Long offers cosmetic dentistry at its best through whitening, bonding, and veneers. Dr. Long also uses laser technology, eliminating anesthesia and drilling. When you are ready to enhance your smile, call Dr. Mike Long, family practice dentistry for 29 years.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Yeah, 5-9. All right, first down for Lawrence County. And they try to go deep, and Landon Fouch going to intercept it. That's a great job by Landon. I thought he had a really good ball game last night.
We picked the ball several times last night.
Come back and we run Jackson Sheffield here, and he is going to go 90 yards, but that block right there, they're going to bring it back. And that's just so tough. You know, it's hard to not block people. And
that block used to be an okay block.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's a discretionary kind of a call anyway.
It's called a blindside block. So anyway, Jackson makes a great run, 90 yards. And then he has to come back and run it again there. He was probably huffing and puffing. That was a lot of running there. So we bring Keyshawn back in to give Jackson a little rest there as they kind of let each other know when they need out for a play or two. So
isn't that great for them to have that kind of relationship and for the benefit of the team versus the benefit of me?
Yes, absolutely. We tried to go deep there. We were going to try to hit Joe Duncan, and they ended up covering him really well. And Ryan pulls it down. I think Ryan ran for over 100 yards last night. So he can not only beat you throwing the ball, but he can beat you running the ball. Come back and, you know, again, we don't get it blocked exactly correct, and so there was no room for the running back to get started there. We run the quarterback draw. It was designed for the quarterback to keep it and go, and he picks up another first down. As Jackson was the lead blocker on that, so it's kind of like an isolation draw. And again, we went with the no snap, trying to see if we could draw them off. Great job. I think Chase Dixon has just become great at running these little short screens. And stays on his feet and keeps heading in the right direction. He doesn't run sideways. He's heading for the goal line. Jackson heading for the goal line there and puts it in for the touchdown.
You know, you look at our kids and you think, man, they're thin, and man, that kid's not as big as I thought he was. Let me tell you what, they're strong.
Very strong. Very strong. You got Reagan Tomlin snapping the ball there, Wade Collins putting it on the block, and Justice putting it through. Here he is kicking off from the 45, and I'm telling you, he goes right through the uprights, lands back there near that play clock, and that's when I'm sitting there going, if we hold them right here, we may want to do a free kick. And
I've been waiting on this.
I'm finding Coach Goodman and saying, hey, I'm going to probably use a timeout here so that we can set up a free kick, because I'm afraid the kids won't know what we're talking about if we don't sit and tell them. They're trying to run that sweep again, and I think it was Caden Bradford that finally runs him out. They try to run a reverse, and there's a whole host of Wildcats over there waiting on the young man, Jaden Taylor and Ethan Hargrove. I know both of those were over there waiting on them. They roll out and finds a receiver there, but well short of a first down, as three Wildcats converge on him immediately. They have too many men on the field, so we'll have to line this up again right here. And again, they're going to try to punt it away from us, and he punts it toward his sideline, and it rolls out of bounds there at the 45.
And with the threat of rain being there for every minute of this ball game, we're wanting to get to a point to where we can have a running clock as soon as we can in the second half.
Absolutely. Try to hit Malik there, and it was a little high. Come back, run Jackson though. Jackson goes and gets another first down. Our yard per carry last night should have been pretty good.
He's a first down machine.
And they make a good stop there. 74 makes the stop. He's got us a couple of times. He's pretty strong himself. That's twice he's grabbed one of our backs from the back and slung us to the ground. Joe Duncan there with Jacob Dixon out in front blocking for him. So now we got a 3rd and 4. Good pickup there to give ourselves a chance to make a first down.
On about the 30-yard line.
On the 30. We felt like going in the direction we're going in, that once we got inside the 35 last night, we would have kicked a field goal if needed.
Can't tackle that boy.
And Jacob there on the, instead of it being an outside screen, it's an inside screen. And Jacob picks up a block, and then he makes 2 guys miss, and touchdown, Jacob Dixon. Now, they got us for blocking too long after the play there. So we're kicking off from the 25. You can't tell it from this video right here. The ball landed on the 4-yard line and rolled into the end zone.
I mean, that's just...
That's 71 yards. if my mathematics is correct.
Yeah.
And so, awesome job, Justice Chadwick. He's just a fantastic weapon, and I don't know where he's going to play college ball, but somebody's going to get a really good kicker. He's got a sprint out on here, and they're able to get the out route, but they were holding, and they also got another penalty after the holding call. So this is a 3rd down and forever, and they run it up the gut. We take the timeout. This sets up where we're going to fair catch it and then ask for a free kick. And there's your fair catch. He walks over to the back judge there and says, "I'd like to have a free kick." And the only thing that's off right here is the ball should have been placed where Justin wanted it. Instead, it's over there in the muck. And he slides down, and everybody's stunned because the ball's not going out of the back of the end zone from that 45-yard line. And so anyway, now things get a little exciting and so forth. Quarterback rolls out here and completes a pass. Brandon Painter's gonna make this tackle. And there's confusion about did he get the first down or not get the first down. And so anyway, we come back here and they try to throw it deep, and Chris Osselson gets his hands on the ball, and Will Parton almost comes up with interception. And they're going to sprint out again, and this time they hit the short guy, and this is a play that's becoming really popular. Your receivers downfield actually start blocking while the ball's in the air, and you see it on the college level a lot now. It's a really judgmental call that it puts the officials in, and
that quarterback's doing a great job.
Yeah, they get them for blocking below the waist there, and then they get us for roughing the quarterback. And so it's not halftime. Here's the next play. So we do a play over. All right, they throw it up, the ball's gonna get tipped, and Joe Duncan comes down with it, picks up a wave of blockers, but we get called for holding on the play as we had a young man tackle somebody for a second time. And I mean, it's a legit call, it's what it should be. So instead of a touchdown, we've got our second long touchdown called back now. We're taking a knee. Let's go. Things have gotten a little chippy anyway. I want to get us over there by ourselves and let us chill out.
Yeah. So two things that you see rarely in a football game. One is a ask for a field goal try in the middle of a football game where you line up to kick like a kickoff.
It's called a free kick.
Free kick. And then you've got 2 plays run after the quarter's already over.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll go to that commercial break, and we'll try to.
And then we'll be back and
then we'll try to talk about some of it.
Talk about a few more things.
Daddy Billy's Deli Bar and Grill has been open at 119 Northwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma for over 40 years, serving up good times and great food. The inside is now a non-smoking facility and had a great outdoor patio area with a covered stage, a fire pit, and a second bar where smoking is allowed. The food remains great at Daddy Billy's, from burgers to paninis, salads, wings, with new items being added all the time. Great sides from onion straws, flat fried potatoes, and Tullahoma's only corn salad. Music and sports are important at Daddy Billy's with jam night every Wednesday night, bands and players on the weekends, and big screen TVs all over the place to watch sports. Daddy Billy's is now open Monday through Saturday and closed on Sunday. As a non-smoking venue inside, all ages are welcome to enjoy the food and fun at Daddy Billy's. With a great selection of domestic, imported, and local craft beers, a full liquor and wine selection, and the best food around, there is no reason for you not to be part of the good times at Daddy Billy's, 119 Northwest Atlantic Street, downtown Tullahoma. If you're looking for a branding solution, Molly Dixon welcomes you to LogoWare, where your business, school, athletic team, nonprofit, family group, and other organizations can get your logo or message displayed with silk screening up to 10 colors and embroidery up to 15 colors on everything from caps to socks and all the inner and outer wear in between, plus backpacks, luggage, duffel bags, handbags, and purses. All work is done locally, in-house, on nationally branded product from Nike, Eddie Bauer, New Era, Carhartt, North Face, Russell Outdoors, and many more. So simply, why should you entrust the branding of your business or organization to a stranger on the internet when you can spend your money with a local business that offers competitive pricing and local professional service? For the answer to this question, Molly invites you to visit her at LogoWare, 401 South Washington Street, Tullahoma, 931-222-4103.
Donuts. Tasty. Donuts. Donuts.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Okay, folks, what we want to do, we don't have a halftime show. I don't know if Lawrence County even has a band. Do they have a band?
They do, but our band chose not to go because of the weather.
I understood.
Their band chose not to perform because of the weather.
And it didn't rain.
Yeah, it didn't, but the threat of it was there.
Huge.
And
ever looming.
I know this, by the time I was coming out of the locker room to get on the bus, the rain had arrived.
It was there. It sure was. But what we want to do is we want to thank Coffee County Bank, as we do every week at halftime. Thank them, Carter Sane and his bunch, for being part of the John Ollie Fifth Quarter Show, and realize that they're one of the few locally owned banks around anymore. And go by and see them. They have an office here at Jackson Street here in Tullahoma, and then offices in Manchester as well. And good folks, banking in a hometown way for hometown people. So go by and see Coffee County Bank. We want to thank Mayo and his lovely bride over at the Donut Palace. That looks like one of those wheels that you make people go to sleep with. Well, let me tell you what. This is so good and so full of sugar. If you eat it, you probably will take a nap after it's over with. So that's why I'm taking this away from you, Coach. You didn't have enough sleep last night.
I didn't get enough sleep last
night. But you remember, right across from Tullahoma High School, the Donut Palace. Go see them. Thank the Sundrop Company for all they do for not just the Tullahoma Wildcat football team, but for our whole community, for being our water sponsor on the John Ollie Fifth Quarter Show. Thank you folks down there very much for all you do. And we want to talk about the Run, Walk, and Ruck, which is put on by Legacy Creamery, and that is in honor of Eli Grow, and raise money. Everything they do is to raise money to build a sports facility, all sports facility at Tullahoma High School.
That's correct.
And that is coming up, what?
November the 6th,
6th,
I believe, is the date. It's the first Saturday of November.
So it'll be down at Tullahoma High School football field and track, so go down there and participate in that. Give them some money. It goes to a good cause. And then I want to give a shout out to my buddy Max Gerald. I've dedicated this season to him, one of the greater Tullahoma High School football fans that passed away last year. And my buddy sat in the stands with me, and he would come to this show, and just a very knowledgeable, sweet, kind man, and a avid, fierce Tullahoma High School football fan. And Max, this is for you, buddy. And with that said, Coach, we'll take another break and we'll come back with third quarter.
Sounds like a winner. I want to say something real quick about that run, walk, and ruck. We need to get behind this. We need to put some teams in there, and I do not participate in the run, walk, and ruck. If you watch me walk nowadays, you know that I don't walk very good anymore. But I try to sponsor a team to be in it, and this is for our future kids. These are the elementary school kids and the middle school kids that you're trying to do something for them to be able to raise enough money to do a facility that all sports, all athletes will be able to utilize. Mm-hmm. So anyway, with that, we can go to the break.
Now we'll go to a quick commercial break.
I can think of this wonderful little woman that I had. She said, I can't talk. There's nothing there. And she said, I want my voice back. After the first session, she was loud. I'll never forget this. She said, there's a voice in me still. Whether it's Parkinson's or a stroke or whatever, they are not at the bottom, but they can always get better.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Southern Electric and Plumbing Supply, located at 107 Southeast Atlantic Street in Tullahoma, is the area's premier location for electric and plumbing supplies and fixtures, featuring GE appliances, Delta faucets, and complete fixture lines displayed in a state-of-the-art showroom. So if you're a contractor working on new construction or a homeowner working on a weekend remodel project, Southern is the place to find that special fixture you need to make your home shine. Southern's experienced staff can help you solve any problem. Southern Electric and Supply Company, 107 Southeast Atlantic Street, Tullahoma, 455-5402.
Since 1889, Traders Bank has been helping our neighbors realize their dreams. Whether our customers are looking to put a roof over their heads, try their hand at entrepreneurship, or see themselves behind the wheel of a shiny new car, the folks at Traders Bank have always been ready to dive in with them. Because at Traders, we lend you more than just money. We lend you our good name. Traders Bank, you're welcome.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, Lawrence County gets the ball to open it up to half, and they'll take over at their own 20-yard line because the ball's headed to the end zone.
Always.
And here comes your buck sweep. And pretty good job right there by Landon Fouch. Gets him out of bounds after a short gain. And here comes your quarterback buck sweep. And he gets down the sideline and got to pull off there. We get
15 there.
We get 15 against us for hitting him after he stepped out of bounds, and that's just tough. I mean, you're closing in on him, you're trying to get to him, and he's going down that sideline. You know, it's different if they're angled to go on out of bounds, but like in that situation, he's going up the sideline as far as he can, and then he's going to step out. And so it's a tough situation.
And once you pull the trigger,
right,
you can't stop in midair.
No. So, you know, when you commit to go tackle somebody, that decision's made 2 or 3 steps away. It's not made at the last point of a
right when he's stepping out of bounds. You've already made that decision.
That's correct. Got him in a 4th down situation now. They're going to sprint out again. And Brock Stroop all over it. He almost had him an INT. I think if the guy doesn't grab his face mask, he probably catches that one, but he got his head yanked away around where his eyes couldn't see it.
And they didn't get a penalty for that.
No, and to be honest, you know, it was a freak thing. It wasn't like it was grabbed or kept grabbed. It was just the guys reaching and just happened to get
Got the wrong thing.
Yeah. And so anyway, Ryan Scott keeps it there on our dive option read, and he makes a good cut there and then outruns everybody to the end zone. And so defense has held them. Offense has come out, put points on the board right off the bat. You know, just over 3 minutes have gone by and we're up 28-0. The goal is to get 35-0 and see if we can't get that clock moving constantly as the signs of the storm are all around us.
I know I probably asked you this question before. Is there not a height requirement on the side of the goalpost, the side
it's 10 feet up above the crossbar is the minimum.
And that's basically the minimum right there.
Yeah, that's either a 10 or 12 foot. My guess is it's 10, but I don't know that. Some have 20 foot uprights, and your aluminum uprights are 30 foot uprights. Landon Fouch gets his second interception of the night, sets us up deep into Lawrence County territory, and we try to hit Joe Duncan there, and Joe tried to run before he had the ball. He jerked his head around because he was looking to see where the tackler was.
He's looking for that end zone.
It would have been a one-on-one situation. If he makes the guy miss, he's in the end zone. Jackson Sheffield taking off, and he grabbed from behind there, but he still makes good yardage, and I think he'll punch it in this time. And pretty good line surge there. I might have made a yard behind that one. I don't know if I could have gotten two, but I might have gotten one.
I don't know if you could have gotten up.
I probably couldn't get up anymore. We're up 35-0. That makes the clock start running. So at 6:37, the rest of this quarter is not going to take very long to play, and then the fourth quarter's going to go by really quick. So they're in an unbalanced set right here. Here comes your buck sweep, and Brandon Painter finds him a back door to come through and makes the tackle for a loss. They come back and they run a fullback belly play there, and he picks up 4 or 5. We've got them in a 3rd and 6. They're in the unbalance again. They're trying to run a trap there and execute a pretty good job of running the trap. Zane Hoff makes the tackle. And there goes your sweep again, and host of Wildcats, the Tullahoma type, on the tackle. And they're staying with that unbalanced set now, and Cam Robinson makes that tackle. And they take time out here, 3rd down and about 7. Need to make another big play here and get off this field. And they are trying to sneak one by us there, and Cam Robinson says, not so fast. So we're going to make them punt it to us. And he drops the ball, and things get a little wild then. Charlie Dotson on the tackle, and Evan Tomlin, I believe, was the one that came up with the football. And Evan Tomlin carrying the ball there, picks up good yardage, gains about 8, and that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter as it goes quick now.
When the clock's running, it goes pretty fast. Yes, it does, and we're getting ready to go pretty fast too. We'll take you to a commercial break and be back with the 4th quarter.
At Minuteman Press, we can handle all of your design, print, and promotional needs. But did you know that we can print on so much more than just paper? We can help you with your outdoor advertising, such as posters and banners, even lawn signs and flags. We'll make sure all of your employees are dressed in custom branded apparel. Promotional items are a great way to keep your name in front of customers and attract new ones. Did you know that 89% of consumers can recall the advertiser of a promotional product they had received over the past 2 years? At Minuteman Press, we have the expertise to handle your entire direct mail campaign. Why direct mail? Because 65% of consumers have made a purchase because of direct mail advertising, and 39% have tried a business for the first time as a result of direct mail. So we will show you the best way to generate results for your marketing and advertising campaigns. At Minuteman Press, we design, print, and promote you. Contact us today to find out how we can help your business.
It's football time in Tennessee, and nobody tackles the competition like the Russell Barnett Automotive family. With 6 locations to serve you, certified collision center, over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from at russellbarnett.com, hometown auto rental, limited lifetime powertrain warranty on certain units, certified pre-owned units. Too many reasons to mention why. Keep asking the question, why buy anywhere else?
All right, this is Richard Brooks at Templar Shooting Sport.
We've got an indoor range, which obviously is the highlight of coming into our building. But we do have guns for sale. We can rent guns. People can walk in right off the street. We've got educational classes from if you've never touched a gun before in your life to advanced courses, the handgun permit course for the state of Tennessee, 1101 South Jackson Street. Our phone number is 931-222-4657. You can find us on Facebook, Templar Shooting Sports, and our website is www.templarshootingsports.com.
We'd like to welcome Vanderbilt Hospital to Tullahoma as the new owner of Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart Hospital. For years, people have had great service at Heart Hospital. And many times people make the statement, I need to go to Vanderbilt to get the best care. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to go to Vanderbilt to get the best care, because Vanderbilt is now in Tullahoma as the new owner of Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart Hospital. For all of your health care needs, top quality, best research, new equipment, look forward to great health care at Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart Hospital.
Check out our new Woodard's Diamonds and Design showroom, which is now located on 2011 North Jackson Street in front of the Walmart Shopping Center. We've got 4,600 square feet now, beautiful diamond and gemstone jewelry, and a much easier and nicer place to come shop. This is still your place to come. Still have a great team of people. Still have wonderful diamond jewelry and bridal gifts. We have our Levion, which is out there. Even new creations of Chatham Created Gems, or the new Pandora, and even Kendra Scott, which is a brand that people have been asking for years now. So lots of new things, as well as some of your old friends here that are still here to serve and take good care of you. Thank you.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
We open up trying to hit Jalen Hill there with the bubble screen and not able to hang on to it. 3rd and 2. Evan Tomlin going to go all the way to the end zone. But for the 3rd time on this night, we're going to get one called back, as they called holding out there on one of our receivers. And yeah, we scored on it. They just
installed didn't count.
So anyway, we drop the snap there and then come back, and we don't have the inside cut off, and you know, we've got second and third teamers playing against primarily their first teamers.
Yeah, you see a lot of clean jerseys out there on the Wildcat, on the Tullahoma Wildcat side of the ball.
So anyway, they take over, and that's all right.
You know, John,
Eli Morgan on the tackle there.
The field seemed to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it's in good shape. Now, it's the highest crown field that we play on. So it drains well. It all drains over to the sidelines. And anybody that was down there in 2009 can remember what it was like.
Yes, sir.
Here comes the sweep this other way, and we don't get anybody up there to turn it back in, and we finally get him run down there. Zane Hoff and Ethan Hargrove finally get him taken care of. Russell Simmons playing defensive tackle. We're trying to find, he's going to be a player for us. There he is again. He and Eli, I believe, making the tackle there. He's going to be a player. We just got to figure out where we're going to play and figure out how big and strong we can get him. Great job right there. We came up to set the corner that time as Evan Tomlin, or as Mike Finn likes to call him, High Tops, makes the play.
High Tops.
You have to ask Mike Finn. They throw the thing out here to the running back in the flats, and we missed the tackle over there, or it would have been short of the first down, but he breaks that tackle and makes a good little run, picks up the first down. Hanging on to him there for dear life. Just pull back down, they'll be coming this way. Here he comes. And we get it turned in, and when you get it turned in, you at least got a chance to make a tackle. When you don't get them turned back in, you're in trouble unless you got great speed. And they're offset the other way, so they're running the sweep the other way, and you don't really get to see this, but Jalen Hill and Kobe Tucker make the tackle, knocking the ball free, and Kobe had made the first contact, and then Jalen comes up and hits him, and the ball falls out of there, and we recover it. We're going to run Jack Dameron here.
Sophomore. So we're looking at our future right here.
So we've got lots of young kids in there. We've got a freshman in there, maybe two freshmen, and primarily sophomores out there, and a junior or two. And, just guys that have worked hard in practice and trying to give them a chance to play.
Watching that hit right there, that in college would be called targeting. Probably.
I don't know what targeting is anymore. So I guess.
Yeah, but they don't call. We don't have a whole lot of targeting calls in high school.
We don't, and we're not underneath the same rules either, so it helps that ours don't get ejected when they do call it. And so from that standpoint, it's good because I'm telling you, I've talked to a couple of the people higher up in our state in officiating, and you talk about, well, we're trying to take the head out of the game or whatever, but at the same time, you tell us that we can only spend so many minutes a day in contact, and thudding counts as contact. So if you've got a 14-year-old boy or 15, and especially if they've never played football, trying to teach them to tackle properly and how to be tackled, because that's as much a fear of mine is that we don't get enough live tackling that I learned how to take that hit and fall without falling and breaking my collarbone and so forth. So it's a very complex situation compared to what it once upon a time was.
What is
where
thudding?
I'm not going to take you to the ground. I just hit you, butt you up, and nobody goes to the ground or anything.
Okay.
Well, that counts as full contact. On the college level, that doesn't count as full contact. If you're holding a shield, I can knock the daylights out of you, and it doesn't count as contact because you had a shield that I hit before I hit you. So there's a lot of crazy things now, rules and regulation wise. That
so who's behind the bush timing you and looking to see in practice what you're doing?
The key is if you ever have that tragic situation happen, if you can't prove that you're abiding by those times, rules and so forth, then a district attorney can charge you with manslaughter. Instead of you always have the threat of being sued. That's been there during my whole coaching career. But when they start talking prison time with you, that's a game changer.
Yeah, I would think so.
And so that's the thing, and it's really tough. It's written by the insurance industry.
Of course it is.
And I'll give you a real quick example, and then I'll shut up. You can play in a ball game this coming Monday night, in a JV game. I can put you in full pads on Tuesday. I can put you in full pads on Wednesday, and we're all good. I don't have a JV game on Monday night, and I put you in full pads on Monday. If I put you in full pads on Tuesday, you cannot be in full pads on Wednesday. I can put you in full pads on Monday, not put you in full pads on Tuesday, but put you in full pads on Wednesday.
So you got 2 days to be in pads.
Unless
you're playing a game, which is more brutal than any practice could ever be.
So you explain the rule to me.
Can't.
So you can't. That's exactly right. So
hey,
anyway,
before we get into the future, I want to say something. Last night I had the pleasure to ride up with the guys that haul the equipment trailer, and Jimmy Hollingsworth was driving, and Tom Fulton is driving another vehicle with Ricky Christie, and Mike Finn was in the truck with us.
Correct.
Randy Wilson was off this weekend. He had somewhere he had to be, and those are the guys that moved the equipment trailer up for the Wildcat football team, and
That's
take
correct.
everything that needs to be in place for our boys to have a good, safe football game, and clean. Ricky Christie is like Mr. Gadget. This guy forgets nothing. I'm looking in the back of this Gator, which comes out of a trailer that has straps to where everything in there, it's like a puzzle. It's like they don't have tape on the floor that shows you where things go, because they know.
Well, I've got a diagram, so if Ricky's not ever available, I'm to go by that diagram.
You know where everything goes in that trailer. Well, I look in the back of the Gator, and there's like 6-7 bars of soap back there, and I'm looking at Tom, and I'm saying, Tom, y'all need to grease some screws or something to make sure they're slick enough to get in and out? He says, no, that's for the boys to clean up with after the ball game. In case the school doesn't have any soap in the visitors' locker room, which they usually probably don't, Ricky Christie has bars of soap to where these young men can get clean after a football game. Tom said, that's nothing. You see the nozzle on this water thing here? Well, if you tip it over too far, it's plastic, and when you're trying to drain it, you break the nozzle off of it. What are you going to do? Don't worry, Ricky's probably got 1 or 2 in his pocket. These guys are incredible, and they just don't get enough thanks for what they do to come in before the football team. Ricky looked at me. I was riding with him in the Gator, and he looked at his watch, and I said, what are you looking at your watch for? And he said, they'll be here in 6 minutes. I said, what do you mean 6 minutes? How do you know? And he said, I know. Coach Oliver and I talk about, we've got to have everything set up before the buses pull into this parking lot. Water on a table where the boys can hydrate before the game, tape tables set up, hangers. Mike Finn comes out with plastic hangers, and I'm going, what in the world is he doing with all these hangers? Kids get off the bus in dress clothes. They got nothing to hang them up on.
That's correct.
It's amazing what goes on with that crew of guys and their dedication to our young men and our football program. And their kids, they don't have kids playing.
That's correct. Their kids have already come through. Randy Wilson's kid came through 25 years ago.
Right. And they're still doing it.
Still doing it.
Because it's a wonderful part of this community, and people just buy into it because folks like to be around good stuff. Every chance, good folks like to be around good stuff. And Tullahoma Wildcat football is good stuff. And we just want to thank those guys for what
Absolutely.
they do. Mark Moran, leader of the quarterback club. He doesn't have to do. His kids are the same age as mine. Gone, long gone from Tullahoma High School football.
Exactly.
What's he doing? He's at the restaurant last night making sure everybody has all the kids and all the people who's supposed to have a food ticket to get a food ticket. He's writing checks to this guy, that guy, whoever needs a reimbursement for something. Mark Moran, thank you for what you do.
Absolutely.
What a great program. And guess who it all centers around? This guy right here. And we appreciate you.
Those kids.
Well, I know that, but you're
thank you.
You're the driving force. You're the driving force, and this show wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Coach Ollie. We started this show 29 years ago when he first came to town, and we wouldn't be in business without doing that, because that opened the door for us to do other things on Channel 6 and local television, and we just thank. What a great place to be.
What a great place to be is absolutely
Tullahoma,
correct.
Tennessee in the fall. Oh, any time of year, but particularly in the fall. Now, moving forward, next week we have Greenbrier here.
will be coming here. It's going to be senior night. We'll recognize the seniors. There are a ton of seniors. I think there's 9 senior cheerleaders. There's 22 senior football players.
Wow.
The band will have a huge senior class as well. As to me, this is one of the most unique senior classes in all the years that I've been at Tullahoma. They do a lot of exceptional things in a lot of different areas. And
Merit Scholars we celebrated last week.
That's correct.
You know, it's
so
crazy.
we're going to recognize and introduce all the seniors and their parents before this ball game. The Greenbrier program, they're playing better as they've gone through the year. They started off the year really rough. I've got a young man that's committed, I think, to Michigan State.
Wow.
And he's a really good-looking guy. And it's a ball game that last night's win gave us the first round playoff at home. We have to win one out of these last 2. So I would prefer for it to be this one coming up, Greenbrier. We win it, then we're at home for the playoffs all the way through our time in the playoffs.
Or go to the championship.
That's correct. We're at home.
What a great position to be.
And then obviously the next week we'll go to Glencliff, and if we have taken care of business, then the third step would be, then let's get our second undefeated regular season back to back.
Right.
And what an accomplishment. It is hard. I mean, hard, unless you're at one of these powerhouse programs, to go undefeated.
And do
even
it 2 years in a row?
2 years in a row. You're talking,
never happened here.
If I remember right, there's an undefeated season in 1940-something, Red Swing, if I remember right, when all that was researched out. 1999,
and last
2020, and now the 2021 has a chance to do the same thing.
But even statewide, how many teams can you say?
Just your
have
powerhouse, your powerhouse
undefeated
teams.
seasons?
Oakland on the 6A level, Maryville on the 6A. You know, Alcoa most time, except they always get one loss to Maryville. And you know, there's a few of those powerhouse teams that are magnets that draw athletes after athletes year after year, where they can go undefeated. You know, they'll get up to where they've got 50 or 60 regular season games, or sometimes there was a time period there where Maryville got up to 70-something games in a row, period. And
Wow.
you know, but that's very rare. And to be able for this class and this team to be able to do it back to back is, all I can do is say hats off, because I'm telling you, Jimmy's and Joe's win football games.
Yes, they do.
And they make the plays. Coaches can put plans together and everything, but it's those Jimmy's and Joe's that go out there and they execute it and they make the plays that are the difference between winning and losing.
And, you know, I'm fortunate enough because we do this show and I go to all the ball games, and most of the time I go early and I go down on the field and sit on the bench and watch the kids warm up and get ready to play their ball game. You see right down there stuff you don't see anywhere else. And that's how close these boys are and how much they care about one another. From the littlest to the biggest, doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
From the freshman to the senior, they're all looking out for each other. They're all helping each other. They're all taking care of each other. And that's what makes victory happen, is team.
That's correct.
And they are outstanding, this group of young men.
They enjoy being around each other.
Yeah, they do.
They have fun.
They have a big time, and so do we as fans. So what we're telling you is senior night is next Friday night at Tullahoma High School football field, Wilkins Stadium, and we hope you're there and watch us find our 9th victory of the year against Greenbrier, and set the stage for a playoff run right here in Tullahoma. How great it would be to be able to have, after a year of COVID, to have, I don't want to be greedy about this, but everybody needs a little money. And these football programs where they had stands empty still cost to open the gate and turn the lights on. And it would be a good thing if we could have a run through the playoffs and make it all the way. But on the way, we get to put a little money in the coffers.
It would be really good.
And Coach, who is also the athletic director, has other sports he has to fund.
Yes. And basically, I'm just telling you, the football games that we've had so far and the season tickets have basically paid for football. This coming Friday night helps golf, cross country,
volleyball.
Well, volleyball is getting closer and closer to paying for themselves. They may have paid for themselves this year. But there are programs at our high school. Tennis doesn't have any way of generating the money to pay. They have a support group that they take care of some things that the school doesn't. But as far as the budget monies, and anyway, you have 2 sports in the state of Tennessee that normally carry your programs, and that's football and basketball, and that allows us, the ticket buyer allows us at those sports to fund all the other sports that can't make enough money or don't make enough money. In our community, baseball most of the time will make enough to contribute toward that as well.
Yeah.
But that's
where money comes from.
That's what we do. And you know, a few years ago we went up $1 a ticket, and the reason is that we have to carry $12,000 to $14,000 of sports that can't
pay their way.
Cross country has no way of generating
It's hard to have a ticket and a stamp when you're standing in the woods somewhere or in a field watching a kid.
Maybe rent binoculars out. Golf doesn't have any way of charging.
Right.
So it just, come enjoy. If you hadn't watched the football game in Tullahoma this year, come out and watch it. It's a fun team to be around. We're not always this talented. But this group right here, they're very talented and they're also very fun to watch.
They are. So that's us, and we hope you have a good rest of your weekend. And don't forget, next Friday night, Greenbrier Senior Night right here in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Be safe out there, and because it's not too long before the goblins and ghouls and all those little ones will be running around on the sidewalks and streets looking for trick-or-treats.
I need to say one thing because you said that. It made a thought come through.
There you go.
As most of you now know, we have T-Town going on before the game.
Right.
It starts at 5 o'clock. There are tents out there to be rented, and there's food and so forth. Well, this coming Friday night, they're doing Halloween.
Uh-oh.
And there's going to be some candy being given out, if I understood right.
Bring your kids.
And any elementary school kid that has an adult with them may get into the game for free. The Mullins League, all their kids are coming. Mullins League has bought a block of tickets for their kids to come. So it's going to be a night of, as you said, the
celebration.
The ghouls and goblins
there
and so
you
forth.
Go.
So anyway, hopefully the Halloween the treating will be on our side and the tricking will
be on Greenbrier.
On Greenbrier, hopefully. So anyway, I'm sorry, but you rang a bell there.
That's what we're here for.
You got some elementary school kids. You want to come to a fun environment.
We're the local.
One parent take the kids. Another parent, if they want to go do something else, go do something else.
There you go.
Your kids can get in free.
But why do something else when you can watch Wildcat football?
That would be my thoughts.
There you go. All right, folks. Thank you. Be safe out there, and we'll see you Friday night in the stands when Tullahoma High School Wildcats take on Greenbrier next Friday.